What's up? How's it going?
What's up?
Thank you. A little delay, but we're here. We're here. I was trying to figure something out. I was like, maybe I can just do a bunch of random wrestlers' catchphrases that could also be used as an intro. I'm gonna have to make like a little list. So that was like the
Let me
easiest one.
talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know?
Boom, boom, boom.
Let's not run through them all at the intro now. This is your favorite wrestling podcast. The wrestling stable here, the show bros. I'm here with Flem. I'm here with Devin the Dude. How's it going, friends?
Man, is it 2026 yet?
Almost. Almost.
We're almost at the finish line.
15 days. Do either of you have plans? I'm already saying now I'm gonna be mad washed and I'm gonna do my best to make it to midnight, but I don't even think I'm gonna do that. I'm lying. I'll be playing FIFA or something, or FC 26.
Not right now. I don't. Well, but you know, the night is still young, for lack of a better term. So we'll see what it brings.
Flem, you're our resident YN, so you got to be up to something.
No, I mean, I'm not really going outside, to be honest. Not for New Year. I probably doing some stream. I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, a lot of drunk people outside. A lot of drunk people.
Yeah,
outside.
I don't need to deal with all that. I'm good in the crib.
It would work if I lived in bigger cities like you do, or even if I live closer to the fun. I've kind of moved further outside of the big part of my little city. I used to be very like right there where I could take a quick little Uber, or if I got drunk enough, I've walked a couple times where I walked. It's not a short walk, but you know, that little like drunk walk, you can do like 30 minutes. That's no big deal. But yeah, I'm so far away. I have to cross a bridge. Like, I'm gonna end up having to go through like multiple of the blockades and dealing with cops, and you know what? I just ain't
no
doing
bueno.
It. Yep. So I'll probably buy myself a couple nice bottles of expensive wine, and just like drink good and welcome in 2026.
The double XL, the 16%.
I said good wine. I said good wine, not get just like smashed. I'm not saying it's not good wine, but like that's not my ministry. I guess I'm a little weak-willed for that. I ain't built like you, I guess, my homeboy. Yeah, like what are those cut waters? Like I can't do any of that. All that stuff. It's too much. It's too much.
I remember my first drink from.
I get overwhelmed. I'm like a marathon drinker. I like just being that like constant, nice, good vibe of drunk. Like the second you drink something like cut water, you go from like 0 to 100 so quick. And I'm just like, yeah. I don't know what to do. I want to drink, but if I drink, I'm gonna get more drunk. What do I do? It's a difficult conundrum that I have to deal with. And when it comes to drinking, I just want to be able to do it. I don't want to have to think. Speaking of, cheers.
I got water.
Got a little dark lager.
Old turkey season over here.
Well, look at you. So proud. So proud. Let's get into it, though, with some wrestling news in our Beyond the Bell segments. We have 3 topics before we get into Saturday night main events and the Raw after. And I've been awful. I'm sorry, AEW. I really haven't been paying you guys much attention. I've had to do stuff on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so I've missed the last couple of weeks. But I'll get back to you soon.
Priorities.
I will. WWE under the TKO takeover have done so many collaborations with almost any and every person and company, trying to get out so many new eyes on the company. You got every Raw and SmackDown. They show us at least 5 celebrities who are at the events. The failure that was Travis Scott. WWE has worked with Marvel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, NFL, Disney. They even did some work with Man City. It was actually, some of the stuff was really nice, actually. And now WWE will be Not Like Us with a collaboration with OVO. That brand, if you aren't familiar, it's owned by that freaky ass nigga Drake. So
he a fan.
Hey, and the OVO brand on their Instagram, they shared a post. It was the WWE turnbuckle, and it was just like the OVO owl in the corner. And then there was like an OVO WWE belt. That's an interesting way, I guess, to connect with a fan base. You know, get to the softer side of their fan bases, I guess. You know, everything they do, obviously, it's going to be a success. Is the WWE. I guess we'll see how it comes. I'm not actually the most familiar with the OVO clothing in general, so it's like it is what it is. But if this is your first time hearing about it, if you've already seen it, what was the first thing that come to mind? Because to me, I mean, I get it. Again, spread out the reach. But I don't know. It's an interesting one, but also it's Drake, so I get it.
This predator was moving flocks. That's hey, that's a bar from the song, man.
Yeah,
that's,
I know what you're saying. I mean, it does feel like a weird ass deal. Why are they around? You know, like it's interesting.
Look, man, WWE is the most disloyal MFs out there. They were just sitting there during Saturday Night Main Event, Metro booming all over the screen, and then here they go the very next day announcing a partnership with OVO. They will take a deal from Coke and Pepsi if you let them. They have no loyalty whatsoever, man.
They say, who's paying up?
Will it get us a bag? That's all they care about.
That's all they care about. Are they getting to the money? They don't, and you clearly see that they have no loyalties, as we'll discuss in a second as well. The loyalties lie nowhere and only in their bottom line. So it is what it is. You know, it is an interesting collaboration, and again, whatever's going to expand their reach. And I'll say I respect their willingness to try new stuff, right? You know, I'll give them credit for that. You know, wherever, if it's something to try something new, they'll try it. That's and right. You know, whether it fails or not, they'll at least say they tried it, and you know, they tried to make it a thing, and they really tried to, you know, make it interesting. So shout outs to them. We'll see what happens. And that's really all I got to say on that.
That's fair. We did not need to stay on that long. Just wanted your quick thoughts on it. AEW really does have the chance to do the funniest thing.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I don't even know if Kendrick and TD, well, Kendrick's company, because he's not with TD anymore. I don't even know if Kendrick has
PG Lang.
Like I don't even know if they have like a clothing brand, but who cares? Just have Kendrick wearing AEW stuff. That's all you really need. But I would love to see it. That
would be hilarious.
Mick Foley. He announced via Facebook that he is parting ways with WWE, and Mick Foley's always been like a stand-up individual. He has always been aware of the world, and I mean, that's the dude loved the whole hippie thing. He himself, he is like the OG weirdo. Like, there are so many wrestlers in the game right now who wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for him breaking breaking the mold. Like truly, like he did not look like a wrestler, but he did everything that you needed in a wrestler. He went super deep into the characters also. Like he was bro changed characters consistently. Would be one person 1 second, another person another second, and the crowd loved it. Like it didn't like it, I don't know. It was just a power that he had. He announced it through Facebook, which also is a very hilarious place to do the announcement. He said, "While I have been concerned about WWE's close relationship with Donald Trump for several months, saying, especially in the light of this administration's ongoing cruel and inhumane treatments of immigrants and pretty much anyone who looks like an immigrant. Reading the president's incredibly cruel comments in the wake of Rob Reiner's death is the final straw for me. I no longer wish to represent a company that coddles a man so seemingly void of compassion as he marches our country towards autocracy. Last night, I informed WWE Talent Relations that I would not be making any appearances for the company as long as this man remains in office. Additionally, I will not be signing a new Legends deal when my current one expires in June. I love WWE, will always treasure my time with them, and I am deeply appreciative for all the opportunities they afforded me. But, in the words of Popeye the Sailor, I stands all I can stands, and I can't stands no more." Oh, that's real. Like, shout out to a legend. Like, absolutely.
My goat, man.
Real nigga shit right there, bro.
Yeah, man. No, very proud of him using his platform to, to do this, to ruffle some feathers. Right? We've seen the Triple H is in the White House damn near every week. It feels like in some capacity. Obviously, Linda McMahon as well as part of his cabinet. Is part of
our education
the Red Guys
anymore than we got.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So they are slowly incorporating their ways and like for let's start like this, man. That tweet from Trump about Rob Reiner
was insane.
That was diabolical, bro. Like you literally like as much stuff as you've done, like to really like let's to paint the whole picture here. People got killed.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't pass away. People got killed. And you somehow made this about yourself. That is the most vile, despicable shit I have like ever witnessed. I literally read that shit like with my hand over my mouth because how like we knew you had the audacity, but it got to a point where your own people are checking you now. Like, hold on, dog. You might have went a little too far with this one. You got your own people looking at you crazy off this. That's when you know you've really gone off the deep end with it. And to go back to Mick Foley, a lot of respect for that. Obviously he said we've seen the cracks, for a long time. We've seen the slow insemination of all this, but this was really like some diabolical shit. And of course we have a lot of people that are openly political in the wrestling world. We have wrestlers that are very openly political as well. But I think this is one of those things where we're all on common ground here. Like this was a step too far. And yeah, somebody has to do something. And I'm very proud of him for, taking that first step and disassociating himself. And I think that makes him even more of a legend than he already was for, just taking that first step in all this and for what it is. So yeah, big shout out to Mick Foley. Been a big fan. Mick Foley, Mankind was the first wrestler to ever really truly like scare me, because this was even before Kane had came. And this was, and of course he was still with The Undertaker. The Undertaker wasn't really scary. He was just more of that man thing. But Mankind was the first one like, yo, this dude is off his fucking rocker, dog. This is not okay. So I've been a huge fan of Mankind for a long time. I think he's had, during his prime, I think he had one of the best theme songs out there, just out of respect, to really talk about the fandom here. And Cactus Jack is, again, another one of my favorite wrestlers. Just, yeah, bang, bang. bang bang, man. Like it's all so good, man. So no, big shout out to Mick Foley and the steps he took to really, put an end to this. So
Yeah. Credit to Mick Foley because he's showing a bunch of, or he's showing a backbone that a lot of people in the business probably wouldn't right now. And he hasn't really been appearing as much around like WWE TV, so it may make it a little easier for him. But it's still a big deal to not only say I am not showing up anymore, but also not re-signing a Legends deal just because of the ties that they have with and the image that they're putting out right now, which I gotta respect. I'm honestly there with them. It's hard to justify right now giving the company money when they're backing what they're backing. That's why I'm pirating everything right now. So, big ups to him for sure.
Yeah, two last points I want to make. I think one of the very first comments, like under his Facebook post, was like, "Who would have known, despite all the bumps and bruises that this man has took, that he still has a spine intact?" So shout out to that person for saying that. And then my second point: this is the man that y'all gave the FIFA Peace Prize to. This is the man that you gave the FIFA Peace Prize to, Gianni. I'm looking at you, dog. I'm looking
Johnny,
at you sideways.
Our Johnny, how Trump calls him. Trump calls him Johnny. Johnny boy. Johnny's too hard to say. I'm just gonna call you Johnny. Some people feel strongly either way about Jim Cornette, but he also on X showed some love to Mick Foley. He was like,
he did. I was shocked.
Yeah, I know, right? Basically, it was like I always liked him, but he just became my favorite person in the world. I wish all the boys had his backbone and, more importantly, his morals. So, yeah. And then I did manage to squeeze some AEW in here, but also it's because I'm worried about them. This Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery deal / Paramount trying to get in there. They're just like basically treating it like a divorced couple's assets, where they're just like, you take this, I'll take this, blah 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 blah. But Netflix is in the middle of purchasing Warner Brothers, the giant media studio. Many dominoes are going to fall, which, like, what it means to the future of cinema, movie theaters, the entertainment industry, all that stuff. So many questions, but one of the questions I want to talk about now is what that means for AEW. AEW, they've been working with Warner since 2019. They re-upped their extension just last year, signing a multi-year extension that brought the show and their library of media to the streaming platform Max. What does this deal mean to Netflix? Because WWE and Netflix have this giant $1 billion deal. We know WWE does not share with anybody. I know maybe even buying out the contract won't be cheap for AEW. So sure, you can get your money and then go elsewhere. But where else is there, honestly? Because everything is just being bought by everyone. But also Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos, he's a giant D-bag. But he did say that he's going to let Max be Max, and he wouldn't mess with any of that stuff. That is like a positive thing, but also how long would he allow that to stay and be its own thing? I guess, is this a nothing burger to you? Do you think that everything will be fine? Do you how much of a threat do you think Netflix purchasing Warner Brothers is to AEW?
I think it's going to be nothing until it's something, right? I don't think it's going to initially, be an issue, but over time, I do think there's no way it can't like cannibalize itself over time, right? Just given the circumstances. Now, AEW is WWE's biggest competition in that sense. So they're going to, they're going to do their best to continue to pit them against each other, and they're going to pick the winner in the long run. So I think, as of right now, I think it's going to be fine. But we've seen Warner Brothers just like straight drop the programs that they feel no longer serve them. And the main one I could think of just at the current time is just what they've done with NetherRealm Studios and Mortal Kombat, how they are just completely pretty much defunding it and making it a non-factor, even though this was clearly one of the best gaming studios, one of the best video games, let alone fighting games, for a greater part of 20 years. Yeah. So, just to really 30 years, actually, not even 20, 30 years. Again, it's going to be a problem until it's not a problem. It's going to not be a problem until it becomes a problem. And as of today, it'll be fine, but we'll see what happens in the long run.
Yeah, as long as Max is a platform, I don't see it being a problem. Even if Netflix absorbs it, I still don't really see it being a problem, because you can just easily, all you're really going to do is keep those catalogs separate, and you're fine. Now, the interesting thing is that would come from that is if you combine the two and you have counter programming going on, what does that look like?
It's coming.
Well, and if they are both on this, like, say they all get moved to Netflix, and then Netflix tries to be the peacekeeper, and they do counter program, and they're playing at the same time, and it makes people choose, that would be interesting, because that's where you said, Devin, they would choose. And I honestly think WWE could lose, because I think AEW's biggest thing is the fact that you have to pay $50-$60 every month for their premium live events. If it was just a part of Netflix, and maybe you just had to pay like a special $20 a month instead of like the $10 a month or something like that, or you had to do the no ads version of Netflix to get the AEW premium live events for free, I would do that. And if they did it at the same time, I would definitely pick AEW over WWE. I mean, I also have multiple screens, so I would just have them both playing, but the big TV would be AEW.
Yeah,
it's interesting. We'll let this thing play out, but
yeah, it's definitely something I'll keep an eye on. Oh man, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Obviously, I don't like what it means that like 4 companies own all of entertainment. Like, that's not great, but it is what it is. That's billionaire money. I have nothing to do with any of that stuff. I'm just a little tiny little
just a guy
machine. Yeah, man. But yeah, until then, I'm gonna continue to pirate. Like, let's go. Okay, let's do this Saturday night main event review. Even in my own notes, I typed in in the notes I typed Sunday night main event. I don't know why I have Sunday night main event stuck in my head. I have no idea why. Undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes versus NXT champion Obafemi ended in a no contest DQ thanks to Drew McIntyre. Obafemi was beating his ass, and even once they both got their licks on Drew McIntyre for interrupting their match, Cody did the thing where he bigs up the guy, he lifts up his arm, but then the moment he let go, he dropped again. So he's helped really sell Obafemi. How did you? First, let's talk about the DQ, how they made us feel, and then we can kind of talk about the match and what we thought of it.
I'm getting pissed off with Saturday Night Main Event, man. Like, when is there going to be a decent result during a Saturday Night Main Event? Every single match ends like this in some capacity. There's barely been like any like thorough result, and since they've decided to bring this thing back, and it's pissing me off. All right, and I get it. You can't have Cody lose to Obafemi in his first match on the main round, so on and so
But
forth.
you really could, though.
Look,
I mean, like, I get it. You can't and you shouldn't. But also, like, you easily could. Or even, like, use Drew McIntyre to help him win. So then it's like Cody lost, but he had help. But we all saw Obafemi kick his ass. And to, like, protecting Cody Rhodes like that, because the fact that they've killed Kayfabe, like, we see the bullshit now. Like, if they would keep Kayfabe alive, then we'd have no choice to buy into the story and Drew McIntyre. But like the whole unreal of it all, it just makes the average fan just cynical by nature now. So none of it feels like a work anymore. None of it feels real. It's just like, you're protecting Cody Rhodes. Fuck you, Cody Rhodes. Obafemi the GOAT.
My big thing is win for Cody does nothing for Cody, and a loss for Cody also does nothing for Cody. I think it was a perfect spot to legitimize Obafemi, especially since the crowd was getting behind him both Friday and Saturday night. They were getting behind him. He's figuring it out for sure. But the no contest feels like a cop out. I think you could have easily had Drew come in after the match, have it be a banger of a match, have Oba win, and then have Drew come pick the parts of Cody. Like, that, you get the same effect out of that without feeling like you have to protect Cody, because he didn't really need to like have a good result in this match. Like, he's Cody fucking Rhodes. He's gonna.
It's an exhibition too. It's like exactly. So like, worst case, Cody is just like, yeah, it was an exhibition. Like, I wanted to see what he was about.
I have my one. I'm going to defend Cody very slightly on this.
Lame.
This is my one little caveat. I don't recall when it exactly happened, but Cody's eardrum got busted, if y'all didn't see that.
In the match?
And yeah.
In the match, yeah.
And dude was leaking from his ear.
Yeah, I did see the blood.
I don't know if that was a precaution, to that, to kind of end it earlier, because it felt very abrupt how it ended. Mm-hmm. Where it definitely felt like it could have gone on a lot longer than it did. And who knows? Maybe Obafemi would have won in that sense. But that's my one little like possibility to it. Because if you have a busted eardrum, you are discombobulated,
yeah.
bro.
No, 1,000%. Standing's very difficult. And a lot of his moves is like jumping and stuff like that. So yeah, he probably wouldn't be. He'd go to do like the Cody cutter, and just would like jump and go the complete opposite direction of Obafemi. You would know up from down. Yeah, no, it could be bad. So that is a very solid.
That's my one little caveat. Other than that,
a good caveat.
Obafemi was cooking he looked good, man. I mean, and we all knew this, right? And this whole night was about NXT as always. Just bringing the fire, bringing the heat, and just showing that they are truly the next generation. And that's kind of been the case pretty much this entire year. We've just pretty much been waiting for these NXT superstars to really get their shot. So, he was cooking. He looked damn good. And we know that this ain't the end. So.
Oba can... He can do a promo now. That's what he showed on Friday.
He can do a promo.
And that's like the biggest thing.
He's got the swagger walk into the ring. I love that entrance so much.
Like, facts. Like, I posted about it. It's something like old school that feels about it, because I feel like everybody tries to seem so cool. And I'm not saying that walk isn't cool, but it could easily be like silly, but because he's just like such a big dude and he's just like comes through strutting, like it feels like a gimmick. But I mean, it is a gimmick, but it just works with him. And yeah, with the accent and the fur on his arm and everything, you're just like, whoa, bro.
I do believe it's some kind of like African warrior strut. I do believe that's
yeah.
So, you know, he ain't, you know, D'Lo Brown coming out there. You know?
Bro, when I was a kid, I fucked with D'Lo Brown so heavy.
Yeah, man, love me some D'Lo Brown, dog. Yeah, no, this is the year of the promo, dog. This is the year, you know, people been stepping their game up, including some other people who we'll see if we talk about them later, but
So Ruka defeated Bayley, hit her with the Soul Snatcher, showed off all of her Soul Ruka showed off all of her athleticism. Bayley is the perfect person to work with because she is just a consummate professional. She doesn't mind taking that loss because she can spin it with her character. She also has kind of lost matches you haven't expected, so that's also kind of way to like forego it. And NXT had to have a win in this somewhere, so you knew it had to come there. But the match was amazing. The match was fantastic. Both of them showed up. They showed out. Obviously, the only thing that I think is silly is that neither of their people who joined them did anything. Like they were actually even pretty calm
were there
with the like sideline reactions of everything. Like Lyra was literally there in like pajamas, bro. She was just like in a big sweater, just like hanging out. I was like, why is she here, bro? Why is she even here? So it was a good match. I'm sorry, B-Flem. I didn't mean to go at your girl Lyra. My bad.
No,
I
it's
hope
okay.
What were your thoughts on the match?
I didn't see a lot of it personally. I was out and about on Saturday, but from what I did see, I'm very happy for Soul. I feel like she's having such a great come up. She's become pretty much a natural in the ring. She can move around the ring very well, and I feel like the chemistry with Bayley was absolutely there. And honestly, Bayley has just continued her reputation of being able to bring up the other talent and put them over. She did it with a bunch of damage control. She's doing it with Lyra, and now with Sol Ruka. So it was very good turnout all around for that.
Yeah, no man. We stand a black queen around here, so shout out to Sol Ruka. No, it was a damn good match, man. Again, like as I mentioned, this was the opportunity to let these NXT superstars shine and to give them an opportunity to that people may not see what they do, regularly on NXT. And Sol Ruka brought the fire and the brimstone. And yeah, shout out to Bayley for, again, putting her over. And it was a damn good match overall. Both of them had some good spots. And, it was one of those things where you didn't think Bayley was going to lose, but you weren't surprised that she did. Because Sol is she's cooking right now, man. She's definitely hot. And no, I loved it from the start of the bell to the finish, man. It was just a great, good overall match, and thumbs up, 2 thumbs up overall, man.
And the biggest thing that Sol Ruka's done, other than what she's done in the ring, is what she's been able to do with Zarya out of the ring. Like when she showed up to TNA, she was cool, but I'm not gonna lie, I saw that was some like whole milk that I would love for her to bench press me. Where I'm just like, okay, Zarya, I see you taking advantage of that WWE money. I see you, girl. So it's very interesting. Like, I mean, this is like a tangent. We'll talk about the Usos later. It's very weird how they keep doing this like will they won't they thing with tag teams, but also like how they quickly just jump back to their cool, and it's almost like so sudden it feels like, did this happen? Are you like gaslighting us that like there was never like a bad moment between them two? So it's interesting to see. Tag team champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. AJ Lee. They defeated Javon Evans and TNA X Division champion Leon Slater. Javon Evans and Leon Slater were able to show how amazing they are, how they deserve to be WWE people right now. But naturally, you gotta get AJ Styles and Dragon Lee over. I think this win. Actually, before we go into this match, how do you feel about this whole AJ Lee AJ Lee tag team partnership? Because AJ Styles, he's AJ Styles. I still don't like Dragon Lee anymore. Like, and I know that that's what this is. This is to like legitimize, get people to see and enjoy Dragon Lee. But I'm not gonna lie, this stupid dragon wings that he does, every time I see it, I'm just like, this dude's fucking cringe, bro. He's a dork. And I know a lot of wrestlers are dorks, but like it's just it's not hitting for me.
Yeah, man. I don't feel any way about it. I'm very very neutral for it. This is one of those things where they're sticking two people together and just letting it happen because they don't really have anything else for them at the moment. And I mean, it is what it is. Obviously we'll talk about it a little more, but we got more tag teams back in the mix. So we'll see how long they stay champions. But I'm a fan, or I'm not a fan, but I have no problems with them working together, especially again, yeah, as you said, to legitimize Dragon Lee. And I'm cool with it. I've never not liked Dragon Lee. I thought Dragon Lee is I am as we'll continue in 5 seconds, I'm a cruiserweight guy. I am not the biggest dude, so those cruiserweights and those high flyers and all that was, what I loved the most growing up. So he, fits that description. And yeah, man, we're just going to keep it. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, he's a good worker. But yeah, it's and I respect it, and AJ Lee's a good worker too. Yeah. So yeah, what do you got?
What I'm thinking is like the team was brought together to kind of boost Dragon Lee, especially since AJ's on his way out. He's about to retire by next year. What I feel like this team is doing is giving us a lot of good graps and not a whole bunch of character work for either. Which is what Dragon Lee really needs, is character development for people to really get behind him, especially in WWE, because people get behind characters in WWE. Now the matches are great.
Yes.
Like, I don't think they've had a bad match as a team yet, but
correct, agreed.
And we kind of knew Dragon Lee had the talent to hang with the best in the ring from his time both in AEW and his early WWE time, and that's developed a little bit more as he's been in this team, which I do enjoy. But after this run is done, you would think he has to get a little more character work in, or else he's not gonna move up too much.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Because
we're not going to see this tag team, defending the belts at WrestleMania.
Because they always, every time Dragon Lee wrestles, they're like, he's going to be the next Rey Mysterio, or he's Rey Mysterio's underling, or he looks up to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's cool, bro. Like, Rey Mysterio went without a mask and had, like, ladies losing their fucking minds because he was a tiny little, like, cool dude. Like he was going back and forth with Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. Like, who is a cool guy. Like, I don't, and in respect also, AJ Styles, he can be a little dorky too. He can be a little cringe sometimes too. So like, it just doesn't. It's a great wrestling tag team duo, but like you said, like character development, cool, like they're fun. Is again, they're like cotton candy. They're a cotton candy tag team, and I need a little more substance from them. But yeah, Leon Slater, Javon Evans, give them whatever they need. Please, like, never break them up. I know that that's definitely a thing that you always have to do in wrestling with tag team, but like, I don't want them broken up. Like, just let them go their own separate ways if they need to. They're also so young that like 30 years, 20 years from now, you can have them break up. Like, have them, but or start dislike each other type of vibes. But it's like, yeah, they work so well together, and just the high flying. They each have their own style of high flying too. So it's just like,
indeed, yep,
yeah. So it's I just love it. I love it, and we need more. Well, we have a lot of like flippy people, but they are just like they are born to just.
They're
like,
different. They got both. They got it. They have the athleticism, and they have the character personality to go with it as well. They mix together. We are literally watching the face of the next generation here, for that division. It was arguably my favorite match of the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just so electric together, both of them. And of course, I gotta support my people in every way possible. But you can clearly see that, like, everybody knows, everybody higher up knows that these two have what it takes to carry WWE and TNA right now, with what they do. And it's fun, man. What else can you say? It's just so fun to see. And yeah, no, keep them together, man. I can watch that all day, every day.
Hey, and then the finale, Gunther taps out John Cena in a match that I guess ended in a way nobody saw, even though Gunther literally was like, I am going to make him quit. Like that. He told everybody exactly what was going to happen. And then it happened, and everybody still was like, what? And people are crying. And like, I get it. You really want John Cena to win. But that's the whole thing in wrestling. You end on your back. Like, you never win your last match. This was what I do like is obviously people felt a way about it. Logic defied their emotions, or their emotions defied logic, which is technically what you want in wrestling. You want, hey, I know Gunther should win this. I know Gunther's probably going to win this, but everything in me needs John Cena to win. So I will give them credit there for that. Flem, were you a mess when you found out you saw John Cena lost? How did you feel?
I watched a good half of that match, and I was not surprised at the way it ended. I feel like it was definitely building up to that, especially at the point where it was just sweeper hold after sweeper hold after sweeper hold. It was like it's he's gonna tap out. But it was still surreal to see it happen. Like, even as much as you expect it to happen, whether you expected it to happen or not, it's still surreal to see it happen because he never really did that. I am in the camp of it was a good move. I think it narratively it does no help for Gunther to beat Cena by pinfall, or for Cena to win that match. I think it shoots Gunther to the moon in terms of power scaling, which is what I'll call it. And narratively, it just wraps up I feel like it wraps up Cena's story in WWE very nicely. Like, it doesn't feel like he gave up on it. It feels like he realized he couldn't hang, and so he just went out on his own terms instead of just like passing out to it, which I really enjoy. Like, the whole thing he was able to, well, I wouldn't say the whole thing he was able to call his own shots, but you know, towards the end, it was a little more. He was able to call his own shots, and I think that was another point in that. So I really enjoy how that match was done.
No, what about the people who say that his last 3 matches were losses? He got his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar, lost to Dominic Mysterio, and then lost to Gunther.
Well, he beat Dominic Mysterio first to win that IC title. And then also his last win was with Rey Mysterio and Sheamus in that 6-man tag. So I don't necessarily well, I do have hate in my heart for the Brock Lesnar match for sure. It makes 100% sense for Dominic Mysterio to win at Survivor Series, though. I feel like the only reason people are mad at that is because of the Brock thing. Because of the way the Brock match went, it kind of sheds a bad light on everything. If that match if he doesn't have to fight Brock at all and just does something else that is like better than that.
Anything else.
Anything else. If they do literally anything else at WrestlePalooza, it's probably a better look.
That's fair.
Agreed.
Oh.
I got so many emotions about this match. To start, right? Cena hasn't tapped in 20 years. He tapped to Chris Jericho, he tapped to Kurt Angle, and he tapped to Chris Benoit, he who should not be named. So he's only tapped to 3 people in his entire life. I think he tapped 4 times, and I think 2 of them were to Jericho, or either the other 2. It was 2 to Jericho or 2 to Angle. I forget which one. But the last time was 2004, 2005. So for him to go out on a tap, I'm so fine with that. For him to submit in his final match, you know, to tap to the ultimate submission master, that's Gunther's thing, is he makes people submit. I have no problem with that. That's what, again, that gives Gunther his, what he wanted to do. And it gives, Cena, like you said, going out on his terms to clearly he's just not that guy anymore, right? This match was boring. It was boring. What happened in this match? It was an AA, it was a 5-knuckle shuffle, and it was sleepers. That's all this match was. And that's where my frustration really comes in to this match. This is the greatest wrestler of all time. Where's the build up to this? If Cena was going to tap, right? That's cool. Again, I have no problem with that. But make it a story, right? This is the wrestling entertainment business. And we can sit here, we can go to WrestleMania, we can watch WrestleMania, and we can see all these build-ups and these storylines and all these guest appearances and swerves for the greatest wrestler, arguably, of all time. That's where this match fell flat to me. And there was nothing. There was nothing. And I said it beforehand, if there weren't at least 10 guest appearances in this match, if there weren't at least 10 swerves, what was the point of this match?
All the guest appearances were at the beginning when he just went through and just hugged everybody.
And that's when I knew. And that's when I knew right there. all that stuff with R-Truth and The Miz, and I was, and Joe Hendry, with who I'm a big fan of Joe Hendry. But like the match, it was very underwhelming to me, and I guess I was expecting more. And there's another thing, like people, I'm hearing everybody's, thoughts on the match and what they were mad at. They, of course, Cena should have won. And you even had some former wrestlers, say like, Cena should have won this match. But cool. And you even have like, there's even a list. I forget. I can't name a single person on it right now of wrestlers that did win their final match. But for somebody like Cena's caliber, especially if the Undertaker had to do it, you can do it as well. And there was another thing, like, again, with Cena never tapping, he should have passed out. And then what? Like, he's just going to sit there in the middle of the ring until the lights went out? Like, how is he going to get his final respect, his final applause in that way? I thought that was another thing I saw from a ton of people on social media that, like, pissed me off. It was like, he shouldn't have tapped. He should have just passed out. And that didn't make any sense to me. But my whole problem was just, I felt the whole match was just very underwhelming. It was just sleepers and AAs. And are you guys ready? This is the last $5 chuckle. Like, I was just like, all right, get this over with. So that's where I'm
at. Yeah. I'm with you. Oh, so it's funny because you said that it was boring, but me, who I am our resident like John Cena meh guy, I actually was like, oh, this is fun, because it was the whole, there were multiple times where I was like, oh, it's over. Wait, he's fighting back, but it was the whole like, hey, will he do it? Oh no, it fell through. Oh no, he actually hit it this time. But yeah, in the back of my head, I knew he wasn't gonna win. But it was sort of that back and forth. I do get where it was boring, but I tend to think a lot of his matches are boring. So it was like above average entertainment compared to like some of the other ones where I'm just like, bro, this is lame.
For his standard, I don't mind the quality of the match, but I just, I guess, and maybe that's my fault. I was expecting more. I was expecting more of a story. Cena. I was expecting more of a story from it. We could sit here and watch WrestleMania, and we could see, when Cody won, for example, how, Stone Cold came out, and the Undertaker came out, and did all this, and you had all these people right there in the front row. You had Kevin Owens right there. You had Mark Henry right there. You had Trish Stratus. For example, you had all these people there, and that was
Saturday night main event. Like they're not gonna do all that on Saturday night, and that is where the problem.
Clearly, they weren't.
That's where the problem is.
Clearly, they weren't.
Like Saturday night main event it's a dud. Like this was the most exciting Saturday night main event, and it still was just like, okay, like they have done a disservice. I don't trust them in PLEs anymore. Like I'm worried they're gonna ruin like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania now. I don't know what they're gonna do. And speaking about ruining, Gunther, he's now a main man. Monday, that heat, like holy shit. And what I love most about it is how Gunther just like smiles and laughs about it. Like he carries it. He's just in the crowd and he's just like laughing at everyone booing at him. Like he really does seem to revel in it. And the whole like he gets sent out, everyone's calling him an asshole, all of these other things. I love it. And you did the "you can't see me" to AJ Styles. That's a whole other level of like upsetting. I still worry WWE is going to fumble this somehow, because honestly, Braun Breaker needs to lose to CM Punk, or I guess whoever is the champion, and Gunther just needs to show up and immediately destroy whoever that champion is. Like Gunther needs to be the champion, and he needs to do the reign that he did with the Intercontinental, the reign that he did in NXT. Everyone's gonna hate it, but it's like he's way too big of a dude. He just killed Goldberg and John Cena in the same year. You can't then not have him go another 6 months without a title. Like he can't earn a title at WrestleMania. Like it needs to be sooner than later. Like honestly, it needs to be like the Netflix match, the Netflix first match of the year. Like that's what it needs to be.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they're building up Gunther to be a Grim Reaper to people in the twilight of their career, which leads me to believe I think the WrestleMania match is gonna be Styles' retirement match against Gunther. I could definitely see that being an angle. An angle I wouldn't be too disappointed at, but yeah, he needs a title. And I don't know how you build to that because you already had you have Breaker versus Punk going right now. Don't know how long that program's gonna last. But and then you've already had Punk beat Gunther for the title at SummerSlam, so he'll probably want his run back at that since he never really had a proper one. I don't know if you necessarily need Styles versus Gunther to be for a title, since it would be allegedly his retirement match, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. And I do think they need to push Gunther to the moon with this heat for as long as he has this heat.
And it's the crazy thing about it is the heat that Gunther has is not even like to him. Like that's the funny thing about it. They're mad at Triple H. They're mad at the company for how it operated.
To do it. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't. Of course, Gunther wears it well, and he deserves all the heat, and like he deserves to be the top heel. But yeah, I just think it's all funny that he has to kind of bear the brunt of it, and it's not all directly directed at him. I just think that's funny.
Bro, that booing that Triple H got I loved it. Like I've rewatched it just to hear the crowd boo because I messed up when I was watching it live. I actually turned it off when they started doing all that sappy shit. Like I'm not gonna lie, I don't care, bro. I don't care. But then I saw on social media everyone being like, "Oh my god, they are booing the fuck out of Triple H," and trying to make everybody happy. But that's also Triple H's problem. You made this decision, and now you're still trying to fix it. It's almost like that Drew McIntyre when he lost in Scotland. And then he goes and starts singing after the match. It's just if you make the decision, sit in the decision, but you trying to be like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry." This is that again kind of kills the kayfabe of it. You need to let people feel the feelings that they have instead of trying to fix it or make them feel better about it. No, bro, you suck. People are gonna hate you. You either need to do like Vince and embrace that and turn this into a character, or just be this dude we fucking hate all the time. Because you're on the outside. It's obvious. Because there are even people talking about how Triple H, because we saw what he doesn't care about Goldberg. People are kind of rumbling that he feels the same way about John Cena because he thinks he's the greatest wrestler of all time. And so that's why he was like, "Hey, John Cena, you don't need to do every single week like you want to do. Just do this certain small area. We're going to have you turn heel just to sell some tickets because we're not selling tickets. We're not going to use you for your greatness. We're going to use you because you're a meal ticket." And so I'm here for it. Boo the fuck out of him every single time they show him.
Man, that heel turn, man. Talk about a failed experiment. I can't. That's a story for another day. That's a rant for another time.
and it's so funny because I loved it at first because I was like, oh, this is so cool. I think everybody was intrigued, but it took like 3 weeks before people were like, okay, it's over, it's done.
It makes no sense because they didn't do anything with it on brand with how the heel turn went, and it just created a bunch of plot holes. And it was like, well, why did you do this? Like, we know why you did it, but why did you do this?
Yeah. And then blame Dwayne Johnson, which, I mean, I understand why, but to still blame him, it's just an excuse. Like, we still have to see him every single week. Austin Theory, he's back. He's the mask assailant. He shaved his head. It looks like he dropped some weight. I know, it's shocking. Surprise. So now it looks like, do you think so now they're going to do this whole, is he a plant? Is he not a plant? Is he a part of the vision? Is he not a part of the vision? If he's not a part of the vision, why is he helping out the vision? It's all going to be very interesting, but I actually don't hate it. It's a bunch of like dudes we hate with Logan Paul and now Austin Theory. But then they have like 2 actually really cool people. And that with the bronze, like people really fuck with the bronze. They're just heels. So we boo them. You put these 2 dudes who people actually don't really enjoy and they want to boo. Now it makes the booing feel real. But yeah, no, the whole Austin Theory thing of it all wasn't shocking. And it was funny seeing all the names that people try to put out there because I think everybody hoped that it wouldn't be Austin Theory.
Ego.
Yeah. So like are we any more interested in Austin Theory now that we know it's him?
A little bit. I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm glad he got away from Grayson Waller. I will say that. That felt like it was not about to go anywhere unless he actually like one of them turned on the other.
Yeah.
So I am kind of interested to see how they interact if they run into each other backstage now. That being said, anytime there's a new change in scenery for a wrestler, it creates the opportunity to, have more character work. And that's one of the things that Theory needed a lot of. So being a group led by Paul Heyman, I feel like there is ample opportunity for that. So I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. That reveal was kind of underwhelming, though. I cannot lie. I wasn't moved too much.
I know he like ran all the way away to take off the mask. Like, honestly, I feel like somebody should have like grabbed him and pulled it off. Like, so then he's like running away and he gets it off and then he like goes his face and then they go, ah, but yeah, him just standing in the corner and then he takes it off because he has no reason to take it off. He has no reason to take it off, like at all. So it fell flat. And I'm used to seeing him like he used to be really tan and now it's just like that boy is pale. Like we need to get some sun under him. He looked sickly.
The sun.
Yeah, he looked sickly. Okay, nobody cares about Austin Theory. That's fair. Speaking of people who nobody cares about, Nikki Bella. She's starting to cook. She's starting to cook now.
She needed some kind of bounce back after, the match with Stephanie Vaquer. And it's good character work for her. It's good character work. She's naturally a heel. The Bellas are naturally heels and they've been in the game. It's one of those things where you get booed so long, they start to cheer you. Just because you've just been around so long. So it's good to see them kind of building back into that heel persona for her. Just because she's, she needs something to, gain some credibility, gain some relevancy, because after that match, I think everybody was like, okay, we're done with Nikki.
She's done.
Like
she's gone.
nobody, nobody wanted to deal with her. So, for her to kind of really start building into this, I'm here. I'll let her happen. I'll let it happen. So I'm happy that she's kind of building into her natural, roots again, like I said, and yeah, I think there's hotter superstars, like as far as like athleticism and popularity on the power ranks, but good for her.
Oh yeah, no, she's on the very bottom when it comes to athleticism. So like she's going to have to really use her character work. Like she was a part of wrestling when like being hot was all you really needed, and honestly, like everybody in wrestling right now is just like beautiful people, beautiful, very fit people. So it's just that's just like a thing. So now she's one of the olds on top of being unathletic. It'll be very interesting to see what she did. I mentioned Nikki Bella and Flem. You basically deflated, so I assume you were unmoved by her.
I I don't know. I'm not moved by Nikki Bella right now, to be honest. It's that
she's here, man. We gotta make something happen with her. She's here. All right. When she came back, everybody was like, "Oh, it's Nikki Bella," and now she's here, so we got to do something with her.
I know, but like she got beat convincingly at what was it? Survivor Series.
And she was gassed by the end of the match, so like she didn't even lose well. Yeah.
Exactly. So what's the point? Okay. If you're gonna have her here, then sure, let her be serviceable. If I'm to speak in a non-biased sense, I don't know. I don't even know how to speak non-biased here. I don't know what the direction of the women's world title is. Maybe you keep Raquel, and maybe the triple threat is coming since that match didn't finish.
I think that's what it's doing. Yeah,
I really thought it was going to be Liv pushing for that title and not for the tag title.
Yeah, that's obviously that's gonna build to something. Like, and it's been a while since somebody has been kicked out of the group.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to. And we all thought it was gonna be Finn Balor who was gonna get kicked out, and then we thought it was gonna be Dirty Dom, and now it looks like actually I think it might be Liv. Like legit, I think it might be Liv. I think it's all being turned that it's gonna be Liv because she was nice and is letting Raquel do her thing, and then so she was like, okay, well, it looks like you and I, Tiny Tot, we're gonna go and win the tag team titles. And she's like, you and I? Like, people don't seem to really be it. And then even Dom, like, obviously he's happy that she's back, but is he? So yeah, it'll be very interesting. I think that's what I think they're all gonna turn on her and let her go and soar and do her thing. So it'll be very interesting. Yeah, Nikki Bella is who Nikki Bella is. Let's end with this whole Uso stuff. I hinted at it earlier in the pod. Jey Uso lost again for like the millionth time to try to establish himself as the dude, and then he just instantly goes, "Okay, back to being a tag team guy." Like there has to be a payoff, because if they're just back as a tag team, Jey Uso as the man is over. And like he's still doing the yeeting and everything, and I know you got to do that because his shirts sell and the money and everything. Like something has to come out of this. But is that something him turning on his brother again? Are we trying to run that back? His brother doesn't have the heat or the intrigue that he needs for that to truly happen, and just Jey turning on him doesn't make me all of a sudden interested in Jimmy and how Jimmy is. Like, if we worry about Jey and him getting blown up before he even gets into the wrestling match, Jimmy, who is visibly in worse shape than Jay is. Like, I don't really see a 5-star match coming out of them somehow wrestling again. I don't know. I'm so confused at where this is going. I love it for tag team. I love it for tag team wrestling. But for them to, as individuals, I'm so lost.
I mean, all right. So the rumor mill, whatever you want to call it, was they lost faith in Jay as like a main event guy, event Jay Uso.
Same.
Lost, so you have to do something with him. So of course, put him back with his brother to become, arguably one of the greatest tag teams that have ever existed. And that's cool. I think there's been so much that has happened in between that it feels a little differently, right? Yeah. Like I can't think of a good comparison to it right now, but like the Usos back then and the Usos now are two different, like they're a different tag team.
I got one for you.
And that kind of
it feels like the Lakers with Gary Payton and Karl Malone and all. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like.
Wow, that's a throwback. Yeah, that didn't win the title, by the way.
Exactly.
And it even kind of felt like it, here with this first match against the New Day, right? Like these are two of arguably the best tag teams of all time, and they've put on such spectacular matches, and I so I get that. I get like, okay, have these two fight for the 500th time. Because they know how to put it together, and it was just, it's so
sorry,
different.
I keep interrupting, but even like the New Day, they are still in amazing shape. Like if anything, they're in better shape now than they were when they were younger. So they're still like they're doing new moves. They have grown their tag team, and with the Usos, we're still seeing a million super kicks. Their biggest evolution was the 1D. Oh, okay. You just took it from the Dudley brothers.
I do like the 1D. I do like the one. I am a fan.
It's a killer.
I am a fan.
It's great, but like it's not really an evolution. It just is taking from another group that isn't a part of the WWE anymore. I guess am I being too harsh on the Usos, Flem?
No, they're grown. I think this is a side effect of the Raw tag scene, not actually both tag scenes not being great right now. Like you have
man, just don't know what to do with tag teams, man.
At all.
AJ Lee's killing it at least in their matches, but then who else you got to challenge? Like the New Day heel turn has kind of been a flop. Even though they are still kind of funny.
Yeah, no, they're killing it, but yeah, like they're not doing anything with it. Yeah.
Yeah. The War Raiders are not doing anything right now. I can't even think of anyone else who is on
the
Raw.
War Raiders, bro. Being able to just
point proven.
War Raiders get to leave for 6 months and then come back, get a promo, and then all of a sudden they're like, "We're scary." It's like, bro, that's not how this works.
Yeah. A breath of fresh air is absolutely needed because there's not really anyone that I feel are legit challengers to AJ Lee right now, and I don't know if the Usos are the answer to that. It feels like kind of like a nostalgia grab, just putting them back together. Especially since Jay is about to be on paternity leave in like 4 months. Like I don't know what y'all are about to do, or what Jimmy is about to be in paternity leave in like 4 months. I don't know what you do with Jay, like they're not going to really have a lot of time to go win the titles and then do anything with it. So
see that, and that's a great point, because that's why I think they're going to try to have Jay turn on Jimmy and try to give Jay one last push. But the only way that works is if Jay turns on Jimmy, truly like takes him out, and then also he still has to beat Roman Reigns too. Like he can't turn on his brother and then lose Roman Reigns. Like he has to actually become the guy in the family. Like that's the only way it's gonna work. And even if he does it, will we fucking believe it? I don't know. Like so it's all I don't know. They're in trouble. They're in trouble so badly. Like, Solo, like is this all just to get Solo over? Solo's cooking. He's got his own situation going on. Like him getting away from them was the best thing he could have done.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Indeed.
Wow. Well, we unpacked plenty of wrestling today. I'm proud of you guys. You did great. B Flem, we'll start with you. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
The usual spots I say all the time. 50 plus donor on Twitch and YouTube and Blue Sky and Instagram. Twitch.tv/B_Flem. I'm doing the same things over there as I've said in the past episodes. So if you don't know, get to know.
Devin.
Hey man, _ Devin Pugh on Instagram.
Pew pew.
DevinPugh.bluesky. And then catch me on ftcutd.com talking about the team in first place. Not worrying about who's in second place right now because I know it's coming. I hear the rumblings, but I'm gonna still talk my shit. All right, ftcutd.com. I see you looking. That's cool. How you gonna look from outside the club? You can't even get in. All right.
What? Yeah. You saying that to the people who have won the Premier League?
Here we go.
7 times in the last decade.
Here we go. See,
y'all can't get in the club.
I'm enjoying my spot
y'all get way
right
too
now.
excited, and then the bouncers are like, "Nah, nigga, y'all gotta get out of here. Y'all being weird. Y'all scaring the hoes. Y'all gotta get out of here."
Hey man, we're gonna get healthy. We're gonna get our back line back. All right, and then we're gonna come shut it down. All right. We're going to talk about it on Saturday.
We will. Follow the pod at YFW Podcast on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. I'm sort of using it more. It's not much, but I'm using it more. And anything else at Shades of Blue NW. Find us on all of the social medias. We are there. Until next time, we will see you soon. We are your favorite wrestling podcast.